What's up, everyone? Welcome back, Top 10 Tuesday. It's been like 3 weeks since we've had an actual show. It's a very different show today because Michael's in studio. Michael, how you doing?
I'm back for a week.
For today.
For today, just
For
today.
today.
Actually.
Sweet.
Broke down just for this one episode.
Yeah, so Michael's back in studio. Hopefully you guys can hear us. We're just going to try to set the mic up so we don't have to keep trading it back and forth. That should be good. Whatever. Today, Top 10 Tuesday, we're doing top 10 first dates. We chose this because it's like holiday season. You know, it's something Michael and I do a bunch of.
Cuffing season.
It's cuffing season. So maybe it's the time you're going on first dates. You're like, I feel like as the guy, it's always, you're the one like, all right, what am I going to do for first date? You kind of set the tone.
Set the plan.
So we're laying out maybe our top 10 best date activities. So this isn't like dream world situation. This is realistic list of like top 10 best outcomes, best activities to do while dating.
Yeah.
I made my list about 30 minutes ago. Michael, you made your list about
in between games and basketball, so about an hour and a half ago.
perfect. So we put a lot of effort into this one. So
It comes off the dome for guys like us who talk to so many women
yeah,
and go on so many dates. So
exactly. Yeah, it's so easy. I was just like rattling off the last 10 dates I went on. I was like, oh, these all perfect.
y'all went perfect. That's good.
All of them went perfect. I'm dating all of them.
Oh.
Yeah, 10 girlfriends. If they're watching. That's our 10 viewers per show. Is all the 10 people I'm dating right now. Do you want to go first or second? I'll allow you to decide because you are technically my guest today in studio.
Mm-hmm. I will go first. Actually, I want to go second. I want to end the show off with my one.
All right.
I'm gonna go second.
All right, then I'll get it started here. Here, we'll just move it for when it's my turn. My number 10. And so this is a hard list because I don't think there's 10 good first date options. Yeah. I think there's about 5. So 10 to 5 are tricky where it's like I wouldn't do this. This would be a last case scenario. I wouldn't offer this as like let's do this. But if it came up and the situation happened, I don't think it would be the worst.
Okay.
So my number 10, I think this could be fun. It's trickier with 2 people, but I'm putting escape room at number 10.
Okay.
I like the competitive adrenaline aspect of it. I think that's always fun. You get to know a lot of person, and there's some intellect there. You figure out how smart they are under stress, under these certain situations. Like I said, though, it's usually tricky with 2 people. Usually it's a bigger group.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's like a double date. I think that'd be a good double date. Like 4 people go in escape room. I feel like you learn a lot about the person in that environment. Would I necessarily recommend that as a first date? No. Like I said, it's the top 5 is usually like the guaranteed, like, just do this. But I think escape room could go well.
So my question to you is, have you done an escape room?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm 100% success rate too. No big deal. Like 3 for 3.
I'm pretty sure they rig it. If you don't get it, they help you out. But
no, there's definitely people out there who haven't done escape rooms. Who haven't survived.
No. I think it's 100%. No matter what, they'll help you enough to.
No, they definitely don't.
No. It's definitely, if you do it and you pay the money, you're gonna get to the final destination.
No.
That is 100% how it works. I've never done one. I've never been a part of one, but I've seen some TikToks about the chick that works.
You've never done an escape room?
Never done an escape room.
Escape rooms are sick. You should do it.
I think I'd be too good, and I would figure it out too quick.
No.
Where it would be a waste of money because at that point I'd like have it. But I think one thing.
Disagree.
Okay. I like that because you would be able to get to know the person better, but at the same time, you could get exposed. Like, what if what if you don't know anything and they're just like, you're not protecting me, like you're not helping me get out of this escape room? You like, then that it could, if you don't like know
you
your
start
shit,
fighting.
If
with
you're not good at escape rooms, this is not a good idea. So like, I wouldn't probably want to date as my first escape room. I'd probably want to go with like a large group of people who can show me the ropes of the escapeness.
Ooh, life hack. Go the weekend before. Do the escape room so you know all the tricks, and then you seem like a genius.
Yeah, but
you show up. She's like,
"Oh." See right through you.
She's like, "How are we supposed to know what the code is?" You're like, "Oh, it's 6429." And just like type it in. You finish.
Like, oh, get first try. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's nuts. I'm just genius like that. That'd be a power move.
All right,
that's my number 10.
My number 10 is pretty, I would say, cliche. So it's a specific type of restaurant or type of eating. Because, for first dates, I'd say a very common one is, getting a bite of food and stuff like that. So mine's like a platter of something where you can try multiple flavors or try multiple items of one singular thing. So like for sushi, if you get like a sushi platter and there's all these you can try a bunch of different sushi rolls, because then you can try and then talk about it. It's an easy conversation, like, oh, like this one is good, like, you try that one, like, same for like a buffet, if there's a lot of options, I just think something like that where it's instead of just going to an Italian restaurant, you get a menu, someone comes and chicken Alfredo, I think it's a lot easier for a conversation when there's a large selection of stuff and you're like kind of sharing the food, and it's more simplistic like that. So I'm going sushi platter type dates with food, and that's what it's gonna be called.
I like the like taste testing aspect of it, because you're right. Having something that's like when you like if conversation isn't like flowing naturally right away, having something to like easily like get the ball rolling, that's good. You're like, hey, what do you think about this one? Like, what if it's like a wine tasting, like a beer tasting, something like that? That's a good move. It's a good move. I like that. It's more complicated than just like a dinner. That would be hard though. Like, I don't know where'd you go for that. Like, what you just go to like?
I'm sure there's like. Sushi.
Are you going to a normal restaurant and like ordering a platter?
I'm sure you can look up like either like all you can eat sushi or like endless apps. Like kind of like endless apps. Like
let's go to Applebee's.
That one time I went to Applebee's before the Purdue game.
Yeah.
We tried all those different appetizers.
I don't think that was me, but I know Applebee's has.
Okay.
Endless apps.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. But you know what I'm talking about.
So first date number 10, Applebee's. Got it.
I'm gonna change it just to Applebee's.
Do it.
Yeah,
to Applebee's. I'm not hating. I fuck with Applebee's. I fuck with Applebee's.
Endless apps is my number 10.
All right.
Boom.
I like it. I like it. It's better than my number 9. My number 9 is the most basic one in the world, but like sometimes you just gotta take the base hit. Take the single up the middle, get on base, and then maybe steal a base or two later on. I didn't think about that in terms of like first, second base, but like it kind of fits too. Yeah. But like just if they're throwing you a fastball in the middle, just take your base. Take your base. Or maybe like wear the pitch a little bit. It's just dinner. Just go to dinner.
Boo.
Just go to dinner.
Boo. At least I added something with it. At least I tried.
But you don't have to. You don't have to try too hard. It's a first date. Just go to dinner.
All right. What about lunch? Is
lunch is, I think, for my number 9 is exclusively dinner.
Okay. All right.
Dinner is what are you gonna do? Brunch? I think
brunch is a great date.
Dating meals rankings. Number 1, dinner. 2, brunch. 3, lunch. 4, breakfast.
4, Linner.
The Linner doesn't exist. Linner does not exist.
Yeah, breakfast is a bad first date. It's a good.
Where would you rank, like, ice cream, like dessert, like type snack? I think that might be right after dinner. Before brunch.
See, that's not a meal though. Well, I think that's in a different category.
Okay, but where would you put it in this hypothetical ranking?
As like getting drinks. I'd put it probably second.
Yeah,
right. But it has to be with something with it, like you're getting lunch and maybe going on a walk, down the river, in downtown Carmel, seeing something, So it can't just be like, just eating ice cream there. You got to do something with it.
All right, that's my number 9. Just dinner. Sorry, basic pick, but sometimes you just gotta. Again, you take what the defense gives you.
All right. My number 9 is a sporting event. So I guess it's kind of a layup pick, but at the same time, it could be kind of awkward because you're watching the thing, especially if it's like baseball and it's really slow and everything. But if you know the chick well enough, at least maybe you know a favorite team or she's a big Colts fan, take her to a Colts game. Because one that shows that like you're willing to spend some money on her. If you buy
that was my criticism, yeah.
Yeah, you're willing to spend money on her. Maybe, and I don't think it comes off as like, oh, like this guy's just trying to buy me, It's just kind of like you're showing that like you actually care about her and you want to, watch a game. If you're both fans of the team, that's already something you can talk about. I would say it's easy. The camaraderie, I'm using that word, the common interest of cheering for the same team. Or if it's going to a game that you know nothing about, like I think you're going to like a random like minor league hockey team and you're just both cheering for them, and you know nothing about hockey or you know nothing about the team. So yeah, just a sporting event. I think it's rather easy and definitely a fun first date because girls are probably used to dinner or getting drinks or the other basic ones that Wyatt has said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm listening. Sorry, I'm listening. My brother was texting me about the Bachelor in Paradise finale, which is happening right now as we record this. So hashtag thank you Wyatt for putting content first and recording this right now and not watching Bachelor in Paradise finale.
I guess we can.
Yeah, we had to do it now. So I'm man of the people. Hashtag thank you Wyatt. Get it going in the chat right now. Chat would be this way.
This way.
No,
down.
this way.
Down. Down.
No, the chat's here. Hashtag thank you Wyatt. Get it going in the chat right now. You're welcome.
No, this way.
I think it's this way.
No, if it's TikTok.
Oh, not on TikTok.
No, and YouTube would be down.
No, YouTube. It's right. It's on the side.
Oh, not on the app. Not on the
Oh,
mobile app.
you watch YouTube on your phone?
When I'm taking dumps at work, that's when I turn it on.
That's crazy.
I've never. Honestly, right now.
I'm gonna start a poll. I'll start a poll right now.
Right.
Wyatt editing this is going to be in the chat. Right. This is getting trippy. I'm gonna put a poll in the chat right now. Are you watching on desktop or mobile? I've never assumed. I guess because I'm always watching on my laptop. I've never assumed someone's watching on their phone.
I never watch YouTube on my even when I'm going to bed, watch YouTube.
You watch on your phone?
Even when I'm going to bed, I either
That's
watch it on my
crazy.
Xbox. I watch it through my Xbox, or I watch it.
I only watch.
I don't watch anything on my laptop.
I watch everything on my laptop.
I mean, I've got a TV. Why would you use a little laptop when you got a TV? And if you want to go small, you go.
That's
the phone.
crazy.
Or the new.
I don't even have a TV in my
14 Plus.
room. I just use my laptop.
Oh, I see. The thing is, I always have a TV in my room. So
I got rid of the TV. I moved a TV from my room in here because I never use it in my room. That's great. Anyways, beside the point. I'm skipping Bachelor in Paradise finale to watch this. I'm gonna stay up super late and watch it so I can watch the second half tomorrow. Hashtag thank you Wyatt. Number 8. I think this is a really good pick. This is an underrated pick. I think because for the first date, you want to converse. You want to have conversation. You want to get to know this person. Yeah. You don't want to be so overwhelmed in what you're doing that you lose. You don't want to do something where you come out of the date and you're like, I know nothing about this person.
Yeah.
You want to get to know them, and I think the perfect time to do this should be honestly higher on my list now that I'm talking about it. Museum/art gallery.
I saw that one on some websites.
Do I necessarily care about old shit? No. I think museums are overrated and kind of dumb. A lot of art I don't understand. It's smarter people than me making it, so it's just over my head. It's like a third grader reading calculus. They understand there's numbers there. They just don't understand the importance of it. That's me at an art gallery. I just don't understand what's happening. But walking around, talking about this, what do you think about this? That looks cool. Making some jokes, cracking some quips, all that good stuff. You do that while you're walking around rather than being so, I don't know, focused on something else. That's why I do like your sporting pick, which my only critique there is I think that's the perfect second or third date. I think it's a better. I think if you're ranking second or third dates, that's 1 or 2.
Okay.
Because I think that's the next step up.
Okay.
But I like the pick there at towards the bottom. So yeah, museum, art gallery gives you stuff to talk about. Like we said, you want something that ease your way into deeper conversations. I think that's the perfect segue into those conversations.
My only critique with that pick is kind of the fact that you got to know if the chick would like museum and art gallery, because if they're totally opposed to it, I think it's such a wild card pick where if they really don't like that, they're like, oh my god, this guy's a lame-o.
Is that a green flag or a red flag if they're opposed? Because I'm kind of opposed. But
no matter what, if they're opposed, they're still going to go with you if they want to go on a date with you. So I don't know. I think it's a really it could be a home run, but it also could be it's either hit or miss. I think that's where the saying comes from, home run.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's good. I don't know. Maybe it is good to people watch in a museum and watch art gallery, and I don't know. Maybe if you do something with the whole museum thing,
like an interactive.
Yeah, because there's some museums that what's that one museum where you
Children's
see
Museum?
No, the Van Gogh art. I don't know where it is. I always see it
Oh yeah.
and the whole
that shit's crazy.
The whole floor is an art piece.
Yeah.
That is some museums are really really cool, especially if it's a museum you haven't gone to. Or if it's the fucking Met or something Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like a crazy, but just keep it simple.
Okay. I mean, I've been to the Mets twice, but
You're sick. You're so sick.
Yeah, GCHS, baby. Let's go. All right. So my number, what is it? 8.
8.
Okay, this one I thought of kind of last second, mainly because it's coming up. 2 because, okay, I'll explain the 2 later. But it's a New Year's Eve party.
That's so specific.
That is very specific.
And bold.
But here's
so bold.
So bold. Saying, hey, you're coming to, you're like, you're gonna be my date, especially if it's like a fancy one, like you dress up, because girls want to dress up nice. They want to wear dresses. They want to like wear the sparkly dresses and like do the whole New Year's thing. And like, I think wearing the suit New Year's would be sick. You know, if I was at or invited to one of those parties. So hit me up.
A first date?
Yes, first date. First date. Because here's my reason. When the clock strikes midnight, it's a no. It's a guarantee, and it's a no awkwardness first kiss. Because you know it's gonna happen. You know it's gonna happen, and like you don't have you know because a lot of first dates, if you're gonna kiss, you know it might be a little awkward at the end or awkward before it happens. But you know when and where. Well, you might not know where, but you know when that first kiss is happening. It's gonna happen at midnight. It's gonna happen at midnight, and it's gonna be memorable. No matter what, good or bad, it's gonna be memorable because it's like, oh, here's my New Year's kiss because we went to a New Year's party together and we're all dressed nice, and there's gonna be pictures, and there's gonna be champagne, and go.
Good guy Wyatt. That seems a little manipulative.
It's not manipulative. If
little
she agrees with it and wants to like dress up nice and everything,
but
what if?
I would overthink it.
Because if she has plans already, she would just say no and suggest something else. But if you're like
correct, and you're probably right there. But the way my brain works, I would overthink it. And even if I had the balls to ask her to go on the date to a New Year's party or New Year's Eve party, even if I had the balls to do that and she said yes, the whole time I'd be like, she only said yes out of guilt. And she felt bad for not going.
You can say that about any date, though.
So then she's going to think, like, I only wanted her to come to this for the New Year's kiss.
No way. Girls do not think that. Okay, if your girl, drop it in the comments right now. Would you think that you would, like, the guy would only invite you to a New Year's party just for a kiss at midnight? I think that's ridiculous.
You just explained that you did.
No, but that's not. It's just, it takes the awkwardness out of that first kiss.
But it should be awkward in the first place if it's, like, things are going well.
I know, but sometimes there is awkwardness. That is inevitable.
Yeah, I think it expedites the process.
Expediates the awkwardness? Okay, that's better than a long,
No,
drawn-out
it doesn't
awkwardness.
expedite the awkwardness. I think it just speeds up that process.
I think it's memorable, and I think it's a great pick, and everybody will back me up here.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's just my brain versus your brain. Think differently, which is good. It's good for the show.
Okay.
Don't hate it. I don't hate it.
It's a great pick.
It's kind. I was gonna say it's kind of on my list. It's kind of on my list. We'll talk about it later. My number, what do we got? 7? 7. There's another very basic pick, but I think it's an added element to the whole dinner, lunch, just go get a meal type thing. A picnic. It's an underrated gesture where like you prepare the meal, your little blanket, you go out to a nice, hopefully it's a nice day out. You just sit out there, enjoy the outdoors. People watch a little bit. I think people watching is a big thing on a first date because it's nice to kind of divert the attention away from this interaction sometimes where it's like, let's just focus on other people, crack a couple jokes, all this stuff, and then you slowly get more comfortable with each other. So people watching is big. So I think a picnic is perfect for that. It's a nice day out, shows like you're putting the effort to prepare this whole experience. I think that goes a long way in like I'm putting my best foot forward. I'm preparing this, and it adds a little extra element than like let's just go meet at this restaurant.
Okay.
Picnic.
I like the pick. I think it's a really good second date. It's a good first date, but I think it's a better second date. Like a better.
Fair.
What I don't like about the picnic and with a lot of outdoorsy picnic type foodie outdoors stuff is there's always the added element of like what's gonna happen weather-wise. Because if you plan it a week in advance, you're planning on a picnic. It's raining. What do you do? Picnic inside? Like what do you get? And then you gotta divert to one of your other options. So like, I think with stuff like that, there's a lot of factors you can't control with like weather or like I don't know bugs or stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors to plan for.
So
and also, hey, before we move into Michael's number 7, I want to remind you guys all we have our Cyber Monday merch counter right there. every 5 pieces of merch that we sell this week through Cyber Monday, we're adding an hour to the Cyber Monday merch marathon, which is happening a week from yesterday. So I'll be updating this right now. I'm watching like Inception. I'm editing this right now and watching this live stream. So if you buy merch right now, buy a sticker, buy a hat, buy a hoodie, buy a shirt, whatever you want. We got new Battleflix merch up now. I'll add it to the counter. We're almost at 2 hours, so go do that. So, Michael, what you got?
My number 7, kind of a layup pick. What made me think of this is the great place on 37 that is Pinhead / Ben & Ari's. Ben & Ari's used to be there, RIP. I don't think it's still there. But it's bowling / putt-putt. I'm putting them together because I think... Yes. I think they're the same thing.
No.
They're the same thing, but one's the indoor option, one's the outdoor option. Yes, they're together. They're together. They are yin and yang.
Blasphemous.
They are yin and yang.
That is blasphemous.
What? Putting them together?
Putting the putt-putt and bowling? Two
outdoor,
very different activities.
Outdoor and indoor, they're kind of the same thing. They're the same thing. They're a kind of a sporting event. They're kind of competitive, but it's really just for fun.
This is not a 1A, 1B. This is a 1A and then like a 74C type situation.
What do you think 74C is?
Bowling.
Whoa.
Sucks. I'm willing to say it. I'll die in this limb. Bowling sucks. It's not a fun thing. It's not an enjoyable thing. I'm very anti-bowling. I don't have a fun time bowling. You're just rolling rocks at different shaped rocks.
You're just rolling in a rock into a hole for a putt-putt.
Yeah, but there's more creativity. Each hole's different. It's like bowling is putt-putt with the same hole every single time.
That would kind of be fun still, to be honest.
No.
I'm still putting them together. All right? I'm putting them together.
Crazy.
Maybe it's like if the people like putt-putt, it'll help out the squad, but they're a duo in my mind. They're an indoor-outdoor combo. I thought of it with Pinheads, Ben & Ari's. But it's a good time to have a little competitiveness, but not too much, and I still just be able to just talk with the female one-on-one. Bowling putt-putt together.
I hate that pick.
Kissing in a tree. KIS.
I hate it. I had bowling as my dishonorable mention actually.
Cool.
So it's there's that. There's our first major disagreements.
Cool.
My number 6, 5.
I'm trying to center the P on my head.
Isn't it trippy because it's flipped?
That was like.
Yeah, I'm so used to it that yeah. Welcome to my world. All right, my number 6. This is kind of mentioned in yours previous one, but I'm lumping all of this together because it depends on when the date is happening. Holiday related shit. That's my list. So that could be like if it's Halloween time, pumpkin patch type stuff. If it's Christmas time, Christmas lights, Christmas at the zoo, stuff like that. If it's I don't know, March, you go to like a March Madness game.
Huh?
It's Valentine's Day. God, it's tricky.
Oh, so you're lumping it together.
That's tricky. I'm just saying holiday related shit.
Valentine's Day is a holiday, kind of. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you celebrate like I don't know, someone
MLK
else.
Day?
Yeah, MLK Day. You go out to like a museum. Okay. Boom, spin zone. How about that? Yeah, I think holiday related shit. So it's like it depends on when the first date's happening. It's a kind of an easy like, oh, that makes sense. It's Christmas time, we do Christmas stuff. It's Halloween time, we do Halloween stuff. But these first dates should be layups. These should be guaranteed. You got to play the hits.
Not if you want to be fucking.
First
cool
dates, you play the hits.
You stand out. If you want to,
you stand out while on the date, but when planning the date, you got to play the hits.
Both.
You don't open up. When a band comes out for a concert, they don't play their new shit. They play a banger. Nickelback's not coming out to If Today Was Your Last Day. They're coming out with Rockstar every single time. You play the hits.
Good songs last. You play the good songs last.
First or last. You bookend it. You got to bookend it. They're coming out with Rockstar.
I don't think they will. Honestly, let's look at the set list. I don't think they would come out with Rockstar.
They might come out with Today Was Your Last Day.
I feel like
honestly.
You save your average stuff for the start. Your average maybe older stuff. Okay. That's
whatever. Anyways, but you play the hits on a first date. Guaranteed hit rate.
Well, then I got you. I got a hit for you.
Go. Let's hear it.
What are we on? 6. All right. So what made me think of this was, what season of The Bachelor was this? It was the most recent season with the 2 bachelorettes. It was the 2 bachelorettes, and it was Rachel's date. Rachel? Yeah, it was Rachel's date, and it was Skydiving.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Skydiving.
What do you? No.
What?
No one's ever going skydiving on a first
You don't
date.
know? That's one of the wild cards. That's the thing with like, oh, you want to play the layups? You want to play layups? Well, I don't just play layups. I don't just play layups. I shoot threes. I shoot half quarters. All right. Sometimes you got to go balls to a wall. If you really want to impress somebody, fuck it. You know, fuck it. Go. You know, go skydiving with them. Do something extravagant because you're gonna be memorable. People are gonna back me up on this one. People are gonna back me up.
No one's going back. If
People are gonna
I'm
back
putting
me up on
myself in
this.
a girl's shoes, if a guy was like, "Let's go skydiving on a first date,"
Okay,
they're a
what if
crazy
it's
person.
what if it, okay? This I'm not talking like a Hinge date. Like this is like like this is my first date on a chick I've been talking to on Hinge for 2 weeks. I'm talking about like maybe with this person, the skydiving date's got to be someone memorable. It's gonna be someone with someone that you've known already.
that
from
you've
a
gone
long
on
time.
dates with before?
No,
It's
that you've just
developed
hung
a
out. Like,
relationship.
what if you're just like, you know, you're friends before you started dating, and your first date, you're like, fuck it, we're going skydiving.
Ain't no way.
Like, I don't know. I think it's a great pick. Obviously, you don't invite someone you've been talking to on Snap for 2 weeks to go skydiving. They would probably think you're a serial killer or something like that.
Yeah,
But
rightfully so.
if it's somebody you've known for a little bit, and maybe they've talked about it, maybe you talked about it, it's like, let's have a memorable time because she's gonna remember that. She can be like, oh, you know, 10 years from now, even if you guys aren't dating anymore, like, oh, have you ever gone skydiving? Like, yeah, that's my first date with this really cool guy named Michael.
Maybe like first date. No wonder it didn't work out.
No,
Bang.
it didn't work out because
Bang.
something else. Because, you know,
Different
probably
priorities.
probably something.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Sorry. All right, my number 5. You've talked about before. I'm putting a little extra spin on it, because you said your one knock with like the sports event was like expensive. Shows like you're willing to spend money or whatever.
What was my knock of it?
Or like it was just like you're a part of your answer. I'm going with low level sports. So like I'm talking. Yeah, but I'm not.
Okay.
We're not going to a Colts game.
Okay.
Cause that environment for me, I don't think that's a good first date environment. A Colts game. I feel like it's depending on the game.
Very specific, yeah.
It's just like a lot going on where like it takes away from just like the intimacy of it. I think like minor league baseball. I'm thinking minor league hockey, like
That's
low level WNBA game.
That's whoa.
Cut
Record.
that.
No.
Cut
That's
that.
Gonna be your, no.
I'm
I
using
want that on the screen. I want a WNBA game. That is your
Stand
number
by
4.
that. No,
What is it?
a low level sports. But in
That's
terms
the
of
lowest that's the lowest level.
that's your
That's
words.
the lowest
That's
level.
your words right there. Nope, not mine. All I'm saying is the environment's different than like an NBA game.
Okay.
It's a different environment. So but like
Be really funny.
I'm really thinking just like MLB, like not MLB, like minor league baseball, Indians game, Indy Fuel game, stuff like that, where it's like, you know, the environment's a little tamer. It's a tamer environment.
Okay. I mean, I think still in Pacers games, the environment's pretty tame. Like it's a regular season Pacers game.
Yeah, but that's
And you're
ambitious for a first date. That's setting the bar very high. Because what are you gonna do for date 2?
Fuck it, figure it out.
Skydiving.
No, you use what you learn on day 1 to figure out a day 2.
You go skydiving.
You use what you learn from that date and what you know about
Okay,
her to figure out what the next plan is.
I'm taking the
You can't
here's
make a schedule of this can be the first date, this can be the second.
we're
date,
two
this can
different
be the
we're,
third date.
we're two different
Gotta
play
play it
callers
by
here.
ear.
We're
Gotta
two
play it by
different
ear.
play callers here. I'm dinking and diming my way down the field to the end zone.
I'm calling audible.
You're a
I'm
Hail
calling
Mary.
audible.
You're just
No.
play action skydive. Play action Pacer game. Play action Colts game.
I'm just saying, like,
I'm
game plan
establishing the
going in,
run. I'm establishing the run.
You got to react to what your defense.
And
is.
then we get second and short, and then that's when you air it out. When you get
You
good down
probably-
and distance.
You probably throw a pick. when you
Get
air it
good
out.
down and distance, but at
You're
least
not good at throwing the ball. It looks like. That's what it looks like.
I mean,
All right.
what do you got? What do you got? Number 5.
This one's average. Wait, what was my number 4? Oh my god. I don't know where I was going with that one. All right, we'll get to that when we get to that.
Call an audible.
Yeah, we'll have to call an audible there. My number 5 is simple. I'm gonna shout out not only Copper Moon on this one, but I'm gonna shout out Java House on this one.
Yeah.
And that is coffee. Like it says something different when you want to go on a date with a girl in the morning or afternoon than at night. Because if you to play the good guy card here, if you take a girl out, you know, in the morning or during the day, it shows that you're more. It's a green flag, I think, compared to taking a girl out for the first date, like for drinks or something, or super late. You know, you don't want to come off as one of those guys. So if you take them to coffee, you know, especially if they like coffee, you just talk and get to know more, and then that can be a good for finding out more about him to plan for the second date. And if coffee goes well enough and she's free later in the day, you never know. She might want to do something that night. You get 2 dates. That's two dates.
For 1.
1 day, pow, in the bag.
I love it. And then obviously, like, let's just say, like, oh, she bails on you, she cancels the date, and all of a sudden, like, dang, you're all upset, and I really wanted some coffee. Guess what you can do?
Still get coffee.
You can go to javahouse.com, promo code GoodCon10, get 10% off your order, and be a happy man. That's where my brain went.
Took the words out of
right?
my mouth.
That's what we're all thinking. Everyone at home was thinking it. So go do that right now. Get your Good Time merch, increase that counter, right? That counter right there, and then use that one.
Yeah.
Counter, then do it. Merch, coffee. That's the 2 for 1 you really want. Merch and coffee. So go do that. But I like the pick. I can't deny that pick. My number 4. Bias in my opinion, based off my life experience, but I still think it's a very successful and easy first date. Tennis. Go play tennis. And now I'm going to include pickleball because of pickleball's growth.
Yeah, it's growing.
But I think we're still in the era of you can go play tennis. Teach them, like, for me, I've played tennis my whole life. So, like, it's easier, like, oh, I play tennis. Let me teach you tennis. That whole conversation. Or, yeah.
Sorry.
But, like, that's like, inevitably going to happen.
Yeah.
That's just, like, again, I didn't play tennis for 14 years to not still use it. I'm going to use it.
See, that's a first date I would call or I would do if, like, she really wanted to try that.
Yeah, I wouldn't bring it up first. I would never bring it up first. But if she brought up, she was interested.
List, I think you got to use the 10 that you're kind of going to bring up first. Like,
but you can kind of drop hints.
Yeah,
because like you're gonna drop hints. Because it's gonna happen.
She's gonna know you're.
She's like, oh, you play tennis? Yeah, I played it all. She's like, oh, I've never played tennis. I'm like, oh, we should play sometime. Like that's easy. That's natural.
Easy, but that's
natural conversation.
That's very niche. For me,
yeah, it is.
Even
niche.
if she says I've never played tennis, be like, fucking same. Like, what do you want me to do there? Like, we can try pickleball. I've never played that either, but like that's at least easier. So I like how you added pickleball. If you didn't add pickleball, I think that's a terrible pick.
Pickleball's a little trickier though, because it's harder. You kind of need 4. You can play one-on-one.
It's a good double date.
You can play one-on-one if you need to.
Never played pickleball. That's my bucket list. Gotta do that.
Yo, pickleball's great. It's great. Great game.
All right, so my number.
Yeah, what's your audible
4.
gonna be?
So I remember what I put. So written down on here is just alcohol, but it's not just that. I remember what I was gonna say. I was gonna do one of those not alcohol. One of those arcade bars that are, you get your tokens, and it's like a bar, obviously, so they serve drinks. So 21 plus for this suggestion. I'm so sorry. Yeah, but like 16-bit or another arcade bar that just have like you can play air hockey, you just play other games and other silly little that while sipping on some drinks, you can talk to them and you get a little competitiveness in there. Trying to win in foosball or win in air hockey or anything like that. And you're having some drinks to easing up a bit. I think it's a good like pre-game date where it's like maybe you're doing something else after, or maybe you're going to a Colts game or an Indy 500 or WNBA game in like an hour or two. So you have an hour and a half to kill. That first part of the first date, boom, you go to like arcade bar and just like, so you're not just sitting down at a bar talking to her. You're talking to her while doing something and also still consuming some beverages.
I agree. I think it has to be a pregame or a postgame. It can't just be that.
Yeah, I can't just do that.
I think it's good if like dinner and then go grab a drink.
Yeah,
like
dinner,
I think that's the best strategy.
It's a great pair. It's a
great
pairing.
Great pair.
You pair it with anything
Can't
else
deny
on the
that.
list besides maybe coffee. That'd be weird.
That'd be tough.
You're pairing not if the coffee's in the morning. She's like, oh my god,
let's go out tonight
to
and
the
get some
arcade
drinks.
bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a great pairing with every other thing, especially skydiving. You skydive. You're on the ground. You drop down on the ground. Boom! Right there, the bar is. Boom.
Yeah. I think the strategy I would go with is set it as a post game, but don't establish that. Just say like, hey, like I would say like go get dinner. And if dinner's going well, maybe throw out the idea of like, hey, we can go to this bar right here, just grab a drink or two. I think it's a good post game. I can see it being a pregame too, but the pregame would have to be obviously pre-established. Yeah. Like, let's go to this and then this thing. But yeah, don't hate that. All right, my number 3 is brought to you by Java House Coffee. It's a simple coffee date. JavaHouse.com, promo code GoodTime10. simple coffee date. Mike already touched on it, so I won't go into detail. But I think that is I think that's like one where you're really like don't know each other, and this is not necessarily like a blind date, but I think it's because like if I don't know if it's a blind date, I'm not going to a Pacer game. I'm not going to like a full night type thing.
Blind dates even a thing?
No, but like there's different levels of like you said, the skydiving thing. Like you have a pre-established relationship in some capacity. This is just date one, rather than 0-0, like all the time left on the clock. You don't know where this is going. I think coffee date's safe because there's no like mandatory time frame, if that makes sense. Like I think you're going to a game or doing some other activity, escape room, all these other stuff we talked about, there's like you're gonna have to do it for a guaranteed certain amount of time. Coffee, you can feel it out.
There could be a time constraint because coffee speeds up the bowel system, so that could.
It's true. But I think it's good because you could have a 2-hour, 3-hour coffee date if things are going well. You're just talking,
and it turns into a lunch date.
Yeah, or like stuff doesn't really like flow that well. Maybe this isn't really working out. It's less than an hour. So I think that's a good feel it out type date. Only at Job House though. I would never ever take a girl to the S word, the double D word,
the CM.
Never in a is that
I
an
used
indie?
to work here.
Is that an indie?
No, it's just at Purdue.
Oh, I would never go anywhere else but Java. It's the best coffee in the business. But yeah, I'm taking all my girls at Java.
All your 10.
All my girls. All 10 of them.
At the same time.
All my girls at Java.
Sit between tables.
Me and my girls. Me and my girls love Java.
Damn.
And Java loves them.
I've actually never been to Java.
Promo code goes times 10.
If I'm gonna get coffee, I want the barista to make it.
Let's go tomorrow. Let's go to Java
tomorrow. I'm a barista. Probably not.
Thanks.
Not tomorrow, but like a day that I'm not working.
We'll go this week.
3. Okay, this one's good. This is similar to 4. So 4 is my alcohol arcade bar thing. Mm-hmm. Stick on this trend with 21 plus. Sorry to youngins out there.
Strip club.
How'd you guess?
I knew it.
I'm just kidding, not strip club. It's a beer/wine tasting. So I kind of brought up the whole sushi idea where you try different stuff. It's like that, but with, beer and wine. So not only you get to try all the different stuff, but you get to learn how it's made. People on the tour probably tell you oh, this wine is aged 20 years, stuff like that. And you get to try and then, also probably get a little buzz going. It's nothing too bad. And you talk, in between the tour and stuff, and you get to know them. I don't think it's the best conversational date, but it's an easy conversational date. And I don't know, I think it's a good, unique date compared to just dinner or coffee or anything like that.
I agree. And,
yeah.
Any date you come out learning something.
Yeah, you learn something and you talk about it, you share your opinion on it, and you get a little loosened up,
Mm-hmm. All right, my number 2. You've already slandered it once by pairing it with bowling. It's putt-putt.
That's number 2?
Putt-putt is a phenomenal first date. If it weren't for my number 1, this would be number 1. Duh, that's how lists work. But putt-putt is a phenomenal first date. It's an activity. You're moving, get blood flowing, you're talking, you have conversation. Each hole's different. It's created, and you go grab a drink afterwards. There's like a place right there. It's perfect. Putt-putt is perfect. You get a little competitive. Like you can take jabs, see how they handle that. You learn a lot about that person in that environment. Putt-putt is a phenomenal first date. Bowling sucks.
I think number 2 is absolutely ridiculous. I want to ask a question, follow-up question. Is this, 1, how do you rank indoor versus outdoor putt-putt? And 2, is it including both of them, or is it just strictly indoor or strictly outdoor? Because I think they're very different.
I can't think of indoor putt-putt.
Oh, there's a really cool place in Chicago.
I would say
crazy
almost
holes, and it's like a bar. It's a putt-putt bar. It's like a putt-putt bar.
That I'm in on. I'm 100% in on that. But I would say 90%
like just putt-putt.
If it's just some rundown barn and it's just indoor putt-putt,
no, it's
but if it's a bar indoor putt-putt, I'm fine with that. I would say 90% preference is outdoor putt-putt.
So that also limits weather, So
it's true. But I think in an ideal world, that's perfect.
So is that your go-to?
Yo, 100%.
Okay. So that's your game plan. We're opening up the game. This is the opening drive every single drive.
Yeah, the opening script.
This is the opening drive every single game.
How many times have I used that opening script?
How many times? Once?
At least.
Who is it?
At least once.
Who is it?
One time.
Who is it?
I don't know, man.
Was it about the TikTok? Was it the one about the TikTok? Okay, never mind.
What TikTok?
All right, my number 2.
Now I'm wait. No, sidebar? What TikTok?
There was this TikTok, and somebody commented on it. It was about like you were playing this one movie for the first date or whatever. You were playing this one movie.
Oh no, that's a funny story.
And then she commented.
No, this is a funny story.
And then she commented on it. And I was dead.
No,
this was. Oh my god.
This is an actually hilarious story.
Was that Putt-Putt?
No, this was.
Yeah, was that your first?
Oh no. So I should probably bleep that. I should probably want that out there. I'll bleep her name. Anyways, I made a TikTok. There was a trend going around. It was explaining like the circumstances around your first kiss.
Yeah.
And so I did like the full thing. Like it was funny. If looking back, it's hilarious. And I posted it. And 2 minutes later, she commented on it. She was like, she said something funny. She was like, "Ha, like nice." It was, and I was like, A, didn't even know she followed me. B, how are you the first comment? Like, don't mean to be that, but like I have
TikTok,
followers.
algorithm
I have like
crazy.
followers who would like comment normally. The fact that she was the first comment was hilarious.
The algorithm's crazy.
So shout out the algorithm. Like, that's crazy. But no, that has nothing to do with that. That was 8 years ago.
So, do you think your first kiss story is better or mine? So, mine was math homework.
Mine was watching White Chicks, dude.
Math homework's pretty riveting.
How did you convert math? I don't think I've heard this. How did you convert math homework?
I don't know. Just got bored with math homework.
Well, was it like, hey, come help me with my math homework?
We just worked on math homework. It was bleep.
Was this like? Oh, I know. Yeah, I know it was. You didn't have to say it.
That out for sure.
I'm keeping that one in because I have editing power. I have editing power. That's keep it in. Keep it in.
Yeah, I don't really know. It's just math homework. I just that's all.
Was this at like 4:40 p.m. like after school on a Tuesday? Like.
Yeah, I think so.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
That's wild. Anyways, I don't know how we got there. My number. Who just went?
That was number 2, right?
Yeah, my putt-putt. Yeah.
Oh, that was number 2. Okay, my number 2 is something that's not really an activity. I'm kind of getting above and beyond here, brain-wise. It's double/triple dates. You can't go quadruple. I think 8 people's too much. But double or triple dates is a good first date. And I'm considering it a date. I'm considering a date because it's double date, triple date. There's the date word. That's the 4 letters. I think it's a good, like, you don't know them too well. There's already, some coupling going on. I think there's slight pressure of you guys, like, connecting well. But at the same time, it's really easy. You have mutual friends. You guys know each other. You have some of your boys there. She has some of her girls there. And it's just easy to kind of get to know her that way. And yeah, you're in a group, so if there is any awkward time, you have the group to like fall back on, and you can do any, like I think double dates and triple dates also opens up a lot more activities possible for a lot of people.
I don't hate it. I want that on the record. I do not hate this pick.
Yeah. Okay.
I think triple date might be pushing it.
Yeah, that's why the triple date's the limit.
Because statistically, let's say you don't know these people very well.
So it's all. Well,
that's what I'm like.
You have to know, like it wouldn't be
because my only concern would be like statistically speaking, the odds of
a third wheel of.
The odds of you, out of the 3 girls, liking the one you're like going on the date with the most out of those 3.
33.3 repeated.
Less than 50%.
Less than 15.
50. So like that's not great odds. Well, so that adds a wrinkle because like what if you go on this triple date and like
you fall in love with the other.
I'm not assigning a number to these women, but like just like girl number 3 is like
your girl that you're supposed to date with.
Yeah. What if that? Like, what if you're supposed to go on a date with girl number 1? We should give them names because this feels like objectifying. Let's say Katie, Catherine, and Kate.
Why did you just say my sister's name?
I forgot it was your sister's name.
You said my sister's name 3 times. How is that? That was intentional. That was intentional. That's gotta be intentional.
That was literally not intentional at all. I'm sorry.
So
let's go.
Fuck you.
Abby, Abigail, and
Abison.
Okay, so you go on a date with Abison, and
I would never go on a date with a named
Okay,
Abison.
fine. You're going on a date with Abby,
right.
And then Abison and Abigail happen to be there, and you're like, wow, this Abigail chick's pretty cool. This Abigail girl's
But she's
awesome.
got a boy, and I respect that. I'm assuming that I know that guy.
Yeah, but it's like date 1. So like,
For
there's not
everybody,
really.
It can't be a triple date like first.
You're right. That's just concerns. I don't like the social pressure of that.
But like double dates obviously better. Especially if like you two are both already good friends with the guy.
I think double dates. How do you feel about this? Your friend and his like girlfriend, and it's her friend, and you're his friend. That has the potential of being very weird. So basically, like, let's say your friend's girlfriend setting you up with one of her friends. Basically,
your friend's girlfriend setting you up
with one of her friends.
Yeah, that's valid. That you know the guy really well.
Yes.
You know the guy really well.
And you know her.
Her kind of, but like through him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that has the potential.
That's the best way.
But it also is potentially very awkward because like they're very like in love, girlfriend boyfriend, and then you guys are like kind of forced. If it doesn't work,
if that's
it's
the
tough.
first time ever meeting them, that could be awkward. But if like more likely than not, if they've been dating for a while, you've probably you at least heard of her a lot or know of her, and she probably knows of you.
It depends.
So
it's just there's some issues that could.
I mean, I feel like that's honestly like that's how like people get set up, and that's how I feel like a lot of people end up getting married, and through friends of friends.
I'm saying it could go poorly, but
it could.
Yeah. All right, so our number ones. Here's the thing. I'm 94% sure I know Michael's. I'm not gonna say it.
We have the same one.
We don't have the same one. I know we don't have the same one.
Okay.
So, my number one you're going to hate. It's a very Wyatt pick. I stand by it because it's awesome. Your number one, I'm not going to say it. I wrote it down before the show. You saw me write it down. It's at the bottom of my list. So, once I say my number one, I'm going to show Michael my phone to see if I got it right. Okay. But first of all.
Can I guess yours first, dude?
Yeah, just write it down.
It's a Wyatt pick.
It's a very Wyatt pick.
Oh, my God. It's probably so stupid I can't even think of it.
I just have a bigger brain.
No, I'm not even gonna guess.
All right. My number one pick. My number one first date is the very first date of every year. It's January 1st. It's a new start. It's new beginnings, New Year's resolutions. It's the first date. Every single year, you get a restart moment. Who am I going to be this year? Who is Wyatt going to become in 2022, in 2023? January 1st is the best day of the year because it's the first one. It's a blank slate. I can be whoever I want to be this year. I can be great. I can be amazing. I can be everything that I want to achieve in my life this year on January 1st. It's a stepping stone in the right direction, and it starts every year, and it's very important. January 1st is the best first date.
That now that you said it, that is a very Wyatt pick.
And it's kind of awesome.
No, it's not.
It's kind of an awesome pick.
One. January 1st is not the best day of the year.
I want to take back that statement. No,
you can't.
I got caught in the moment. I got caught in the moment. Not the best day of the year, but it's the best first day. It's the best first day. I retract that statement. I'll leave it in, but I'm retracting that statement. I don't think it's the best day of the year. It's the best first day, which makes it the best. It's also the worst, but it's the best.
Oh, this is okay. Also, January 1st. This is what happens. So what's the day before January 1st? Can I get a fact check on that?
December 31st.
What's December 31st? New Year's Eve. Because New Year's starts on January 1st. And so New Year's Eve, you maybe go out to a New Year's Eve party like I suggested as one of my great first date ideas. You go out, maybe drink, and sometimes, a lot of times I feel like on New Year's Eve, people might get too drunk, which that leads to what? January 1st, people are just fucking hungover all day, sitting on a couch, watching college football. That's what happens on January 1st. It's not a date idea, and it's not even the best date. It's just the new fucking first day of the next year. You're just like, damn.
It is the first date, though.
Yeah, it's just the first day. It's not the best date. It's not the best date.
Is the poll best dates?
It's not even the best first date.
Is the poll right now, what we're arguing, best dates? Yes or no?
No, but
it's best first dates. Okay. This January 1st is the only first date.
I would disagree. No. What about before calendars were made and when God created the world and he,
I wasn't there.
That was the first
What?
day.
This is my list.
And what even is days? You're like
This is
who
my
creates
list.
who creates calendars? The Mayans
I wasn't
created
there
calendars.
when the Mayans created calendars.
So before
It's
that,
not on me.
how was this possible?
not my fault.
People went on dates before calendars were created. People went on dates, and so it wasn't the first date.
Now you're
No,
spiraling. You're spiraling.
I'm not
'cause you know it's a
spiraling.
good
No, I'm
pick.
not spiraling. I'm just kind of getting deep with this. There was dates before the first date because calendars were created back in the Mayans. So before the Mayans, people still went on dates. So thank you. I rest my case.
That doesn't mean anything.
So my number one.
I know what
also
it is. It's this one.
no. What? I'll let you explain that after, but no, that's not it. Last first date? Oh, that is cute. That is a cute pick.
Yeah.
So Wyatt wrote down that I would say last first date.
Yeah.
Like, it's the last time you're ever going to have to go on a first date because you
I
found
could
the
have
love of your life.
sworn that was your answer.
No, that's a good pick. I think that's
That's a Michael
I wish
pick.
we said that after my pick because that's a good, wholesome way to end.
Yeah. Well,
So we'll come back to that. We'll
Yeah.
come back. Mine is not a first date. There's not a first date. With first dates, you get nerves and everything. When you hype it up as like, oh, this is our first date, you know, there's all that sense of nerves. You got to impress each other. What's the need to put titles on it? What's the need to put titles? You know, you can go on a date without actually going on a date. You know, so just no first date. No pressure, no stress. You're just doing you, hanging out with the other person, and vibing. There's no need to put titles on everything all the time. So no first date is mine. So great pick, right?
Sorry, I straight up didn't hear anything you said. I'm in the midst of a trash talking battle for Battleflix tomorrow. What was it? I'm so sorry. That was very rude of me. I'm fighting for my life right now in the Battleflix group chat. I play tomorrow.
Okay, well, one, you just absolutely have so much bad karma for tomorrow. That just ruined you're screwed.
I'm
You're
fighting
screwed.
for my life.
You're screwed. Okay, but mine is kind of similar to yours, but it's no first date. No first date. There's no need to put titles on everything. There's no need to put like, oh, this is our first date.
You're lucky I didn't hear that because that's awful.
What do you mean? There's no need to like, get all nervous and get all dressed up.
That's
when
fun.
You can just hang out.
The excitement of it.
I know, but you could just do that without the pressure of like, this is our first date. Like, people go on dates without actually going on dates. You know?
Yes, but I think I would argue that if you're in that situation, let's say like you guys have been friends for a while, it takes the next step, whatever. That's the situation where like I would want to be like, you know what?
Pressure?
No,
You
I
can just ruin a
no,
friendship just like that?
no,
Yeah,
no.
that's
I'd be
smart.
like, you know what? I like where this is going, but like I want to take you out on a date. I want to treat you. The date would look different than it would
So
be like.
then
I want
all
to take
the
you on a date.
pressure's on it, and if you've been
not
friends
pressure.
for so long, you've been friends for so long.
That's
you
you're putting the
completely
pressure
change
on
the
it.
Friendship. You completely change the friendship.
So what are you supposed to live in oblivion and never go on a date ever?
no, you can ask
Never
them-
go on a date and just get married without going on a date?
Yeah,
That's
without,
crazy.
Without calling it a date.
That's
There's no
crazy.
There's no need to put titles on it. There's no need to put.
That's
titles.
crazy.
You can hang out. You can be with the person. You can be dating a person without actually dating, without actually going on a date and putting all the pressure on. There never needs to be a first date. And there
That's
never-
crazy.
And there never needs to be a last. Peace, love.
I hate everything about that. Never go on dates ever. Women are stupid.
Okay, that's also a good way to end the episode.
That's a show. That's a show right there. Thanks for tuning in. Buy the merch. JavaHouseCoffee.com. Good time 10 promo code.
Me.
And vote for me or Michael.
Me.
Should we put a guest up in the have no list just to test the waters?
No, because
They would win. They would
everybody
win.
would pick that just out of spite. for
They hate us. They hate us. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Love y'all. See you tomorrow. And yeah, bye.
Or